Hi, this is Bill. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. If you've been following my JavaScript full course series, today you learn something fundamental to writing maintainable scripts. The concept that we call encoding is separation of concerns. And on today's example, we'll be utilizing what we call script includes. Script include is a feature in ServiceNow where you can create reusable code all throughout your application, or it can be consumed by another application. And if we sum up, we are describing usability, which is part of best practices, both in JavaScript and also in ServiceNow. And before we dive in, I would like you to hit that subscribe button and join as a member to access exclusive developer resources and advanced access to my tutorials. Now, this view that you're seeing on my previous demo, we have created and set up a JavaScript developer environment. And in ServiceNow, we call it the PDI or personal developer instance. If you have not done so, you can see that at the end of the screen to give you guidance on how to create your developer environment. And previously, we also upgraded the PDI from Yokohama to Zurich. And you will see here on the lower left, we are now using the latest and greatest on this point of time. And to guide you on how to upgrade an instance, you can also view it at the end of the screen. And now to start building, let us go navigate to the top right and you will see start building and it will open your ServiceNow instance. And now let us navigate to Studio. So Studio is an IDE or integrated developer environment in Service. And you will see there are quite a few versions from Creator Studio, App Engine Studio, and so on. And I will give you a separate lesson on how to use those, but its purpose depends on your objective. Because ServiceNow is a no-code, low-code, pro-code platform, and it has separated the different IDEs depending on its objective. And now in this lesson, we'll be using the Studio, which is found under System Applications. And as we navigate, let's open the Studio. And as we create an application, you will see, let me make the screen smaller, the different apps which has already been created by ServiceNow. And you will see on the far right, the naming convention starts with SN. That it means that it has been created by the platform owners itself. So the scope is just a folder. And if you have experience in building applications using your laptop, if you're coming from a C# or Java background, scripts and code are stored into files. And as you put them together, they are organized into folders with the correct naming conventions. And this is one of the purposes of the scope. And we'll have a separate lesson about scopes. And for now, I'd like you to focus on the separation of concerns. And to be able to do that, we need to create an application by clicking this button. And as you can see in the top right, it has taken me to a separate tab. And now ServiceNow is making our life easier by creating a wizard. And right now I'll just make it simple, demo, and eventually we have a choice to put it on a new folder or put it in a existing folder, which is global. And for now, we are creating our own application. So we'll stay on the scope. Then as you click the description, let's make it simple, demo separation of concerns. And as we do that, this blue button to continue is now highlighted. And eventually, as you create an application, ServiceNow is making our life easy by adding a role. And right now it has created two roles for us. And just for the correctness, I'll put demo.admin because it's coming from the demo application. So our application will have its own roles. And as you are logged in at the top right, you will see that you are also logged in as system admin. So you are platform admin and the scope app is application admin. So let us move forward to make sure that our application is created successfully. So you can see here that ServiceNow is describing on what should be included in your application. So it's making the users have a great experience by showing what should be included from a data perspective, where your record is going to stay and where is it going to be consumed and what workflows are basically included. And security, just what you showed earlier, who can access your application. But I wouldn't worry about that at this stage, since we'll be deep diving on how to use the studio as we start building objects specific to ServiceNow. And let us create a file. And as mentioned earlier, that all scripts sits in a file, and what you see on the left are all the different features or file types that you can create. And in scripting, knowing the type is quite important. So we have deep dive on the objects previously. We have slightly discussed it, but we'll have another lesson as we move forward in this JavaScript course about objects. And what we're looking for is a script include. And this is where we're going to create our script for the purpose of the separation of concerns. And now, if you don't have this yet, if it's your first time, then we could just basically do a search. So right now it's keyword driven. So you will see as I type, then it will filter out based on how I spelled it correctly. So the correct spelling basically has a dependency to ensure you get to find the correct file type that you're looking at. And now let's navigate and click script and move to server development. And let us look for script include, which is here. And as we highlight, then we need to press continue. And now we can now create our own script include. So let us type in separation of concerns, or make it simpler to be hello world. And what you'll see here as I click outside, then if you remember earlier that the scope application starts with SN because it's built by the platform owners. And since this is a custom application, then you will see it starts from X. And this is a unique ID to ensure that there will be no duplication from the scope app. And now Hello World is basically this file under this folder. So you have folder name, then you have the file name. And as we move to the right, you will see that is it accessible in this folder only or on all folders. So right now I'll make it available to all folders. And on the left is our feature set. It will be communicating from the server side and to the client side scripting. So you'll have more examples on those aspects. And as you gain more experience, this will come up clearer. So right now below, this is the script pane, similar to script's background, what we were using in a few lessons. And automatically, as we type in hello world and the name, then it also reflects here. And this becomes a class, and a class is an object that you are creating. And later on, after we have completed this object, then it's callable anywhere in service. And before we continue, let's make sure that we have save our work. So let's right click on the top and do save. And to make our view bigger, let us click on this button here to ensure we have more space in typing our script. So on our previous lessons, you learned about function. So inside the object, you will see that you will have a function. So the initialize function, the purpose of it, as the script loads, it prioritizes the script that you will be using inside the initialize function. And this is what we call the constructor. In scripting, there is a hierarchy of initiation. So as you call the script, it will prioritize and call out. And that is more of an advanced user where you apply techniques of software architecture. So I don't want you to worry about that, since you will learn that along the way. And if you're keen to jump into advanced topics, I have added them at the end of the screen for your quick glance. And now let us create our function on this example. So right now we will be adding two functions. So let us paste it here. And to make sure that this is readable in the line, this format code in the top left will basically just do that. And let us navigate to the right and make sure that our work has been saved properly. And let us add a comment. Let's say this function is to say hello. So best practices is you put a comment on your code to ensure you know its purpose. And as you build your app, you won't realize that you already create thousands of lines of code. And you yourself, you get to forget what your code is doing for you. So now, since it is a comment, and on this aspect, you can just use this button. So you can now feel that ServiceNow is having shortcuts. So let me just undo that to help you code faster with those buttons on the top. So let us expand it again and save the script. And you will see that our function is quite straightforward. So on line 8, we created a variable and calling this GS object or global system, which is just another function. On our previous lesson, we're using GS object plus .info or .print to allow us to print. And this is one example of a global object using separation of concerns. And as you build your own objects and your own functions, then the behavior is similar on what you're building. And now you can feel that you are already starting to become an expert in building JavaScript code. And if you're finding value on this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe and join as a member to further support my channel. Now that we have successfully saved this function, they are now callable using our scripts background. And easily as we navigate back to the admin view, so let us navigate to scripts background. And as we deep dive, we're back to our laboratory that we were using. And let us paste this code. And as you can see that as we go to the lower left, we are now on a special scope that basically we have created. And to make it simpler, and I'd like you to use the let keyword. And previously it was not working because it was sitting on the global scope. And as you have created your own application, you have now the latest version of ECMAScript, which is supporting the let. Now, as we go to line 2, what I'd like you to see as we call the object that you have created, you are using the new keyword. That means you are creating a new instance of your object. And to give you a picture, what it means is in your computer, you have the CPU, you have the GPU, and the RAM. The instance is allocating a portion in your memory. So let us represent this is your RAM, and let's say this is 16 gigabyte depending on the spec of your computer, and it will allocate a small instance. And the instance is basically have its unique ID. So this object that has been created is allocating that. So now let's say you have 1,000 users who is accessing your application, then it will create 1,000 instance allocated to each one. So if they're doing their own transactions, their own processes, approvals and reviews, reading, search, and so on, they're all separate. So ServiceNow has or managing this resources that you need to ensure that the capacity is served in respect to the objective of the application. So now on this line 4, you will see that we have stored the object into a variable, and now we can call the function that has been created, and we can now enter a parameter, which is Clark Kent. And now as we enter into the parameter, in review to the function that you have created, so we're passing that parameter, and it's now being processed and doing that return. So we are expecting to return this line of code and go back here and be consumed by the message. And now you can see that we are utilizing multiple objects, your own object, and now the ServiceNow object, which is gs.info. And as you add more functions in your object, your build is becoming similar on what experts are basically doing. Now, as we run the script, you will see that we have an execution error. And the good thing here is like you get more experience, and the platform and the technology is making your life easier on how to approach your script correctly. And now as an object, the let keyword is not allowing you to consume that. So as we go back and paste the code and keep it as a var, then it should run as expected. So you will see that it's not identifying the sample as we troubleshoot our code. And this is actual behavior. And when I was testing earlier, I was using a sample object, and this is something which is not working because I have already deleted that object. And now to ensure that it's working as expected, let's just go back and copy this API name and come back to this line of code and paste it. And you will see there's a duplicate. Let us remove the duplicate and go back. And this should work as expected. And let us ensure that we use the let keyword to ensure that the ECMA script 6 is also working on this implementation. Now let us run the script and you will see that it has printed successfully. So the key takeaways here that I'd like you to learn as you create blueprints or global objects that you can utilize, you can use script include that can be callable anywhere in your application and also on other applications. So scripting is a field where you need to get your hands dirty, learning the behavior, looking at the details to ensure that your code is running as expected. And you also learn the best practices as you separate your logic and keep your scripts lean. This approach will make your ServiceNow development cleaner, scalable, and much easier to maintain. And if you find this tutorial helpful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and join as a member, and drop a comment if you'd like me to cover specific questions that you'd like to be addressed. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.